Ooh, what's up, nerds? Back with another video. In this one, I'm going to be following up on yesterday's video, which went over everything about lightsabers from the Reddit to the real life stuff that we have. And now we're going to talk specifically about what my goal is with sabers in the saber world and moving forward and whatnot. And so personally, I want a saber for myself that is balanced and durable and has everything that I like with my own perfect specifications when it comes to twirling that bad boy around, right? And so we're going to talk about that along with just general things I like about sabers in general for people, excuse me, that may or may not be interested in buying them, may or may not be interested in buying mine in the future when and if I have that together. So now, first off, we're going to talk about just 3 progressions of sabers for whatever level, for whatever purpose. We're just going to go over all of them real quick. So, first off, we have the cheap USB-C double blade. There's an exact copy of this one. It was 25, 30 bucks on Amazon, right? It's got a USB-C charger on front and a button. Really good for practicing. Really good because you can drop it on the ground. Really good because it's cheap. I mean, this is something meant for testing your limits, meant for practicing, meant for getting wrist mobility, meant for being able to throw or be able to practice those moves where you need to let go of the saber fully for however many seconds or half seconds with the movement. And it's like, okay, I can practice that with this guy before I move up, because this thing's like, it's metal definitely, but it feels like the lightest, like aluminum. Like, I mean, like, Jesus Christ. I mean, this thing is, look at that. I've got my finger in it. I'm holding up the entire weight of it with my finger. I mean, like, come on. Now, this is my personal favorite model to spin around, and it's for a couple different reasons. And this is why I want to build my own saber modeled after this. So this is the Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi model, right? The prodigal son. And this is the quote-unquote affordable version, which means it's got a battery inside instead of you charging it back up, which is nice because you can replace the battery, charge a bunch of batteries, and then use it for forever. I like it a lot because it's got a raised button instead of an inclined button, which means that you can feel it when you can't see it, and it gives you a nice little thing. You can press it with any part of your hand when you grip and squeeze, which is nice. Another thing about this model I like is that you can fit your hand inside of this initial, like, front part of the saber, and it's just a real good part for spinning, a real good part for flicking and tricking. Sorry, obviously I'm not spinning these things in here for a reason, but very much like this one as well. Pommel on the bottom, so when you are moving from top to bottom or you are throwing, it gives you a good backstop to feel against, right? And overall, I like it. It's got a much shorter, or I shortened my blade. I like it shorter. It's about 8 inches shorter than the normal one, or maybe 6 inches shorter, something around there. This is my second favorite type of blade for tricking right now. And importantly, you can see about this one, this has the USB-C circle charge. And I like this one because the blade is inside more, which gives you more points of contact to screw in, right? And not points of con, but just more screw in places. So the blade, you don't like. I mean, these blades are the cheap ones, right? But I mean, if you were using the expensive blades, you would want to save them. I mean, if you're just a practical person, you should just want to save your stuff in general because you want it to last as long as possible. But I like that it's inside. I like that it's a shorter blade. I love that. Look how much space on this saber you have to grip. I mean, you've got fucking space for 3 fucking hands on this thing. I mean, this bad boy, I mean, you can, the weight on this is so interestingly balanced depending on where you want to grip. And there's all sorts of different things you can do with that weight. Thing I don't like about it right now is it doesn't have a nice pommel on the end. I would like to change maybe a little bit about how this top piece is, but this is possibly my third favorite, right? But this is third favorite, but I like this one a lot. Anything where you've got a lot of space to maneuver in your hand for when you're flicking these things around, because essentially what happens is you'll end up moving up and down the sword as you're throwing it around and catching it in different spots. So the more places you have for that, the better it is. And now finally, the best for last. So I'm showing you the best saber for tricking and visuals and everything as far as, like, you know, just like my personal, I think the number one, the best all around, right? Combines all of the best things about sabers is the Darth Maul Shadow Hunter. This is just one of the sides. There's 2 of these, obviously, right? And this is the Profi board Pixel Blade version. And this version, you can see, has 2 buttons on it. And 2 buttons are important because one button's on, 1 button's off, right? You have the second button,
Blade 2,
which transfers to
Blade 3,
all the different things. And again, those all, because this is the Pixel Blade and it's got the very nice LEDs inside everything going all the way up and down, right? We're going to... And so this bad boy, when you're flicking this thing around, right, you're able to, instead of pushing and holding, because all of these sabers only have 1 button, so when you turn them on, right? Oh, the battery on this one might be dead, so hold on 1 second. So these all have 1 button. So when you turn them on, it's fine when you turn them on, but when you turn them off, you have to press and hold for them to turn all the way off, as opposed to this one, again, is just zoop zoop. And so they've got all the best soundboards.
low battery.
Well, there we go. I just charged it just enough to make this video. But these are the absolute best, right? And I think the overall best for tricking, overall best for beginning, overall best for weight, overall best for charging, overall best for feel, overall best for everything. I would highly suggest getting this in a 32-inch blade and not the 36-inch blade. And the best part about this is, again, affordability. You get 2 of these bad boys for the price of 1. Now, the very last thing, because that is obviously the best, obviously expensive. However, don't get it twisted. There are also affordable versions. So this is the affordable version of that saber. And you can see inside of it, it's got the USB-C circle charger. It's got the single button. And the nice thing about these ones is they've got a mute function. So you can see, well, I mean, here, maybe not here, but yeah, there's no sound. And so I don't know if you saw that turned off because I was making a gesture. Well, now check out what happens when I do this gesture. Oh, wait, sorry, hold on. Let me see if I do. Boom. So these ones, the affordable versions, are nice because you can use them indoors, use them at night, use them tricking, and you don't need to worry about, or if you live inside like apartment building, you live with a bunch of other people, right? Whatever. You don't have to worry about. I mean, obviously, if you drop it, you're still gonna fucking let them know you're doing it when you fucking drop it, but don't just drop it. Don't drop it or use you know, pads or something. But they have a mute function, and I really like them. I really like them. It's again the same thing. You get two for the price of one. The nice thing about this is the cheap blade, obviously, and so there's no effect when flicking it around, flowing it, you know, anything like that. And it's just the biggest thing that I would like to do is combine the affordability and everything about this with just the two buttons. If you could get this type of model with the zero, uh, no pixels on the inside and everything, and then you could get it with the two buttons, and then this would be like the perfect saber for tricking around because it's a little thicker in the hands, but it's so the having all the different spots along the handle, uh, it's it's just awesome. I love this model, and really, you still like these ones. It's not like these. It's not like the fancy ones, the nice ones, the pixel sabers with the profi boards and the two buttons and whatever, right? Obviously, you can use these during performances, right? You obviously just don't want to spend dozens of hours training on these and loosening the connections and messing up the screws on the inside, right? And messing up the blade when you can get something for a fourth of the price, practice on this, train everything on this, and then when you go to, you know, actually perform, you use this guy. Anyway, so that's everything about sabers, everything about flowing, everything about my goals moving forward in this, you know, saber space and whatnot. Thanks for watching. Smoke grass, eat ass. As always, be excellent to each other, and I will see you in the next video. Deuces.